In today's video, we're going over the Warzone top 5 best guns you guys need to be using. If you guys enjoy this video, be sure to give it a like for the algorithm, subscribe with notifications turned on, and of course, let's hop into it. So first gun we're going to go into here today is going to be my M4A1, one of my favorite guns to be able to use. So the first attachment here is going to be that Komodo Heavy. This is going to help us out with that horizontal recoil control, because you guys know the M4 likes to bounce around a little bit. It's not like these MW3 guns. For those of you guys who have been playing a lot of MW3 like myself, you'll notice that a lot of those guns have virtually no recoil, no visual recoil bounce, but the guns in MW2 here, or Warzone 2 as of right now, do happen to have that. So we're gonna run that Komodo Heavy. The tuning on this is going to be a plus 0.62 and a plus 0.18. On a bit of a side note, I'm super happy they're actually removing tuning even from these MW2 guns here when the MW3 ones get integrated into Warzone. Really happy not to have to be able to do this anymore. I don't really think this is a necessary thing, but for right now, we happen to have to deal with it. So after that, we're gonna go up in here, we're gonna throw on the high tower 20 barrel, increasing that recoil control, damage range, bullet velocity, and of course hip fire accuracy. This is definitely the most effective barrel out of any of them you guys can possibly use here. So highly recommend you guys run the high tower 20 barrel. The tuning is gonna be plus 0.16 and a minus 0.25. Now to go down, throw on the FTAC Gripper 56 here as our underbarrel of choice, giving us an increase in aiming idle stability, hip fire accuracy, and of course recoil stabilization. Overall stabilizing the gun out, making it just a lot more usable. You guys could probably get away with not running this, maybe throwing on different attachment. I've seen people try to do, especially when, you know, underbarrel tuning was not working, but this is definitely the way to be able to go here for right now. The tuning is to be a plus 0.34 and also a plus 0.34 there on the bottom. Now we're gonna go down here and throw on the 60 round mag here. I'm a 60 round mag kind of guy, and of course, because it is indeed Warzone and it's not multiplayer, the 60 round mag is gonna be my way to go. If you're playing multiplayer, probably throw on that 45 or something like that. For a lot of those MW3 guns, I was throwing on like 40s, stuff like that, 45s. Not going for the 60 just because I didn't think it's that beneficial. Throw on a bigger mag and slow myself down, as I was really enjoying a lot of the mobility we were getting with those MW3 guns. And for our last attachment, we have the Socken ZX grip, giving us that increase in recoil control, just helping us overall make the gun more stable because we're utilizing the iron sights, and this is going to be a very nice and aggressive assault rifle build you guys can use here. Also, you can probably take this off, and if you throw in an optic, maybe like the AIM-OP before, the SC Recharge, maybe a Corona Mini Pro, something like that, this would be the attachment you could switch out for something else if you want to. The tuning is going to be a plus 0.55 and a plus 0.20, and that is going to be my full build there for the M4. Next up, we're jumping in here to the Lockman Sub. This is still, after so much time, one of the best SMGs you guys can use here in the game. But our first attachment is the L38 Falcon 226mm barrel, giving us that increase to our movement speed and aimed out sight speed. This is 100% the only barrel you guys should be running on this gun. There's no reason for you to run anything else, like literally at all. This is definitely the way to go. The tuning is gonna be a minus 0.19 and a plus 0.21. Now we're gonna go over here, throw on the VLK Laser 7MW, one of my favorite laser attachments to run at all in this game. I mean, you can get away with running something like the 1MW Quickfire Laser. I've done that a few times. It's just obviously you're not gonna be able to get some of the sprint to fire speed benefits, obviously, because it doesn't have those, but the VLK Laser 7MW does, giving you ADS speed, aiming stability, and sprint to fire. The only cost is that it has the laser is visible in ADS, which is not really cost me, considering, you know, by the time someone sees me ADS with this thing, I mean, they're probably very close quarters and they're probably going to be going down anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The tuning is to be minus 0.16 and a minus 23.03. We're going to go down and throw on the 9mm hollow points for our next attachment. This is going to disable their ability to sprint away from you, which is incredibly useful. It's also very annoying to play against. If you ever been hit and you're like, wow, I can't use my sprint button's broke. Well, that's because you probably get hit by some hollow point rounds. So definitely go and throw these things on. The tuning is to be plus 0.50 and a minus 5.52. Now to go down and throw on the 40 round mag. Of course, I've seen people switch between the 40 and the 50 round drum. 50 round drum, in my opinion, while it would be nice to have 50 in the mag, I definitely say that it just kind of slows you down a little bit too much. You get so many movement or just, you know, just mobility penalties for using attachments in this game. I'm so excited, like I said, for everything to switch over to MW3 Warzone. So we're gonna throw on this because life's gonna be so much better on that. But now we're gonna go back here for our final attachment and throw on the FT Mobile Stock. So this is gonna give us that increase to our sprint speed, aim walking speed, crouch, movement speed, and of course, aim down sight speed. So great attachment with not that many cons, which is something we always really like, and it seems kind of like a little bit odd here for some of these guns. The tuning is going to be all they maxed out there on the bottom and of course the top, so definitely go ahead and use that. It's one of the easiest things to be able to tune on this gun or just in general. And that is going to be my full build there for the Lockman Sub, aka the MP5, as I have the classic MP5 variant So it sounds like a different version of the MP5. Next up, we're taking a look here at the M13B, a top tier meta assault rifle. Our first attachment is to be that Harbinger D20. You guys could also, I'm going to put this out there. This is like, you can switch this out for something like a muzzle, like, you know, like the Komodo Heavy, if you really want to, if you don't want to run like a suppressor. I personally really enjoy actually running the Harbinger, so I've been kind of sticking with it. But it gives us that increase in our sound suppression, bullet velocity, damage range, and recoil smoothness. Overall, a great attachment. Like, I mean, you really can't go too wrong between that or the Komodo Heavy. It is up to you. The tuning needs to be a plus point 86 and a plus point 55. Now we're gonna go up in here and throw on the 14 Bruin Echelon barrel, giving us the increase our damage range, bullet velocity, recoil control, and hip fire accuracy. So I mean, listen, like we're putting in some serious work here with these attachments, and definitely recommend this. The tuning needs to be a plus point 40 and a plus point 34. This just makes us like so much more effective as an assault rifle. So overall, great attachment. We're gonna go down, throw on the F-Tac Ripper 56 like we did for the M4. Aiming out stability, hip fire accuracy, and of course recoil stabilization. Great things here to be able to have on an assault rifle. The tuning needs to be a plus point 67 and a minus point 22. And now we're gonna go down and we're gonna throw on the 60 round mag. So like I said, we're gonna be using the 60 round mag here pretty much on a large majority of our assault rifles, unless it for whatever reason does not have a 60 round magazine. We're gonna use the highest capacity magazine just because that is the way to go for these guns. I mean, obviously in some of the MW3 guns, I think one of the SMGs has like a 100 round drum, the AMR9. That'd be a case where you would not go for the maximum. But in this case right here, you should definitely go for it. 60, 45 is just not going to cut it. Even if you want more mobility, it's just not going to work. So don't go for that. And lastly, we're going to go up in here. We're going to throw in the SC Lone Wolf optic. So this is a blue dot holographic. And what this does, or why I even have this on here, is because I happen to have one of the OG MW2 blueprints, which does happen to come with this SC Lone Wolf optic, which gives me that blue dot red dot sight. So otherwise, if you don't happen to have this, go throw on something like the SC Recharge, or you guys could go down here, throw on the AMOB V4, or just pretty much any one of these red dots. You're going to be entirely okay. It's not going to make like a massive difference. This is just purely a cosmetic thing that I really enjoy using the holographic sight on this. So you guys could definitely not use that and switch it out. It is personal preference. It's not going to make or break the build unless you do something real stupid like throw on a sniper scope. The tuning is to be a minus 0.77 and maxed out at a minus 1.95 there on the bottom. So that's my full build there for the M13B. For our next gun up here today, we're going to be taking a look at the ISO 9mm, the lower recoil version of the two SMGs between the 45 and the 9mm. This is definitely going to be a lower recoil version, so recommend for you guys to use this one. We have the 7EX Raptor V2 barrel here, giving us an increase in ADS speed, movement speed, and hip recoil control. Of course, we have some really bad cons here for this barrel, but this is just definitely the way to go here. Like, you're not going to want to run pretty much any other barrel on this gun. It's just the way to go. The tuning on that is giving me minus 0.31 and a plus 0.40 there on the bottom. Now we're gonna go in here, throw on the VLK Laser 7MW, giving us the increase in ADS speed, aiming stability, and sprint to fire speed. We use the same laser here on the Lockman sub, and it's just, you know, for good reason, because it's so solid of an attachment. And of course, like, we really like this. So you get more mobility, but you also get aiming stability. And I think that's awesome. I like it that it doesn't actually, you know, chalk your weapon in some way. So that is a huge W. The tuning on that is gonna be minus 0.19 and a minus 29.61. Now we're gonna go down here and throw on the 50 round drum. This is 100% the only way you guys should ever run this gun. The 50 round drum, I mean, listen, we have what, 30 round stock, the 20 round mag, and I mean, like, you're just gonna want to run the 50 round drum. There's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just non-negotiable. Next, we're gonna go back here, throw on the EXP shear, giving us increase to our sprint to fire and ADS, making us more mobile here. I mean, that's all we really care about for these SMG builds, apart from, you know, mitigating some of the recoil, is really just being super agile. So, I mean, because we're just trying to get at close range. So our tuning on that is gonna be a minus 0.77 and a minus 0.35. And then lastly, we're gonna go throw on the Res 2 stock. So giving us the increase to our sprint speed, crouch movement speed, aim walking speed, and aim down sight speed. So fantastic things here to be able to have on this gun, making it a little bit better than the ISO 45, because you're not going to be running this same stock on that gun. The tuning is being minus 2.58 and a minus 0.62. That's my full build there for the ISO 9. And for our last gun here today, we're going to be taking a look at the FR Advancer, a really solid assault rifle that you don't see very many people using. So I'd recommend for you guys to try this one out. You're going to be surprising a lot of enemies within the death chat. So First attachment is that Komodo Heavy, giving us the horizontal recoil control. Like I've said previously, this pretty much just makes the gun not bounce around side to side, which a lot of these guns visually will bounce around a little bit back and forth, and then it makes it a little bit harder to be able to control, so you can kind of eliminate that side to side bounce. All you have to really deal with is the vertical recoil, which makes your life so much better, so definitely recommend to be able to do that. The tuning is to be a plus 0.59 and a plus 0.35. Now to go throw on the 600mm FR longbore barrel, giving us that increase to our damage range, hip fire accuracy, and of course bullet velocity. I have switched back and forth between this one and the 435, but the only downside is that you do lose out on some damage range. So if you guys want to, you guys can definitely run this barrel, and it's going to be a little bit easier to be able to control. You will lose out on a tad of that damage range. So if you guys want to be able to just control it a little bit more and try it out for yourselves, I'd go for the 600, as that's going to be truly more effective. But you're just, like I said, gonna have to deal with a little bit more recoil control things. But we're also gonna be having a bit of an interesting build with this gun, so definitely stick through it. Now we're gonna go throw on the minus 0.32 here for our tuning, and a plus 0.21 there on the bottom. We're gonna go down here, throw on the F-Tac Gripper 56, aiming at stability, hip fire accuracy, and recoil stabilization, making this gun more stable, easier to be able to use. I mean, this thing's gonna bounce around probably the most out of any of these assault rifles here within this top 5, so recommend for you to definitely, be able to control it like that. Plus 0.80 on that tune, and a minus 0.18 there on the bottom. Definitely have to max out the recoil stabilization. One of the few attachments, like I've talked about previously, when I haven't maxed out, just one of the very few ones you can really actually do that to. Very few times can you ever max out an attachment and not screw up something, and this is one of those times. Now to go down through on the 60 round mag. This is another case like the M13 where you have a very high fire rate, and of course this is your primary assault rifle, downing people at range, so 60 round mag is going to be your best friend. So definitely go between that and, well, actually, no, I was going to say between that and the 45, but I mean, realistically, you should only be using the 60 round mag, and that's about it. Lastly, we're going to go throw on the SA Cashin grip, or however you want to pronounce that. It's going to help us out with the recoil control, and so that would leave you guys to believe that we're not using, a sight on this gun, which would be true. So if you guys want to be able to use a sight, this would be something you can remove. Otherwise, this is a pretty interesting build here that works really well for resurgence, because the iron sights really aren't that bad. Much like we did for the M4, we had pretty much iron sights on that. So you guys can rock this, or you can go throw on, like, let's say your SC Recharge, your AIM P4, a red dot sight of some sort, even throw on the SC Lone Wolf holographic. But otherwise, this is going to be a really nice other option, a different way to be able to run this gun. The tuning is going to be a plus 1.0 there, and a plus 0.45 there on the bottom, and that is going to be my final attachment for my top 5 of my last gun. If you guys enjoyed, give it a like for the algorithm, subscribe with notifications turned on. Of course, check out this other video on screen. I'll see you guys next time.